Former President Donald Trump says that he is, quote, supposed to be dead following an assassination attempt at a rally in Pennsylvania Saturday. In an exclusive interview with the New York Post, Trump called the incident a very surreal experience, and he praised the Secret Service for their response. The shooter has been identified as a 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He was shot and killed by snipers, but not before killing one person and injuring two others attending the rally. Former First Lady Melania Trump shared a statement on social media about the attack, and she wrote, when she saw the, quote, violent bullet strike her husband, she realized her life and their son, Barron's, was at the brink of devastating change. She went on to say a monster attempted to, quote, wring out Donald's passion, his laughter, ingenuity, love of music, and inspiration, adding, Dawn is here again, let us reunite. We're told First Lady Jill Biden spoke on the phone with Mrs. Trump. So here now to talk a little bit more about the shocking attack on Trump is House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. He's at the RNC in Milwaukee. Very good to see you, sir. Thanks for taking some time out. I guess initially, I just want to get your reaction to what happened on Saturday. What were you thinking in the moment? Now that you've had some time to let it sink in, what are you thinking now?
Wow, we're praying for all the people that were impacted, not just the loss of life, which is tragic, the injuries that occurred, and frankly, everybody who was there and everybody who was watching. I think we've reached a point in this country where we've had enough. And Donald Trump, it was an act of God. If you think about how he was positioned as that shooter was about to pull the trigger, his turning his head to the right at the very moment, obviously, that it was occurring, it saved his life. Instead of going somewhere else, it grazed his ear. And he's right. I'm sure it was an incredibly surreal experience. But this is an opportunity for all of us to understand that what's at stake here is not personality. What's at stake here is how we're going to lead this country and how we're going to treat each other.
Mm. And so thinking of that, the RNC is about to begin. Usually, you know, inside the building, it's very festive. I can only imagine that this has had to have had an impact on the mood. And I know things are just getting started right now. But in terms of how this attempt may have an impact on the RNC in the days coming up, what do you foresee?
Well, it's interesting. Last night there was a kickoff party outside. I'm told that there were as many as 10,000 people that showed up, and this is just Sunday night. Anne-Marie, you've got the big show is Thursday when President Trump, who's the leader of our party, will be nominated as our presidential candidate. The atmosphere, I will tell you, of that event that I was at last night was festive, but there's also a feeling of self-awareness that people understand the times that we're in after Saturday. And it's like, you just got to be aware. You got to treat people with respect. You know, it's not a time to get negative. It's a time to try and be positive and pull together. Human beings need community, Anne-Marie. And when we see people trying to destroy that community by an assassination attempt on the leading political figure of our time, I would argue, Donald J. Trump, it has an impact.
So we know, as you point out, he's going to be speaking on Thursday. We also have been told that he's tweaking his speech a little bit. What do you hope to hear from Donald Trump on Thursday?
Well, the same thing I hoped to hear almost 4 years ago, a little more than 4 years ago, when the current president had an opportunity to bring the country together. I think everybody, and Donald J. Trump in particular, understands the opportunity here is to make it clear to not just the American people, but everyone around the globe, that while we might vote as Republicans, Democrats, or others, we are all Americans, right? And we all want the safety and security and the opportunity that our freedom provides us. I think you're going to hear that from Donald Trump on Thursday night, and I'm very confident he's going to do a great job.
Well, I think everyone can get behind that message. The other thing that people are hoping to hear from him soon, preferably before Thursday night, is who his running mate's going to be. You probably know all the contenders pretty well. What sort of running mate do you think Donald Trump needs?
Well, he is we've got to remember, and I know some people are going to disagree with me, Anne Marie, but nobody's voting for the vice president. They're voting for Donald J. Trump. And all the people that have been named would be qualified to do this. What he needs is someone who is a ardent campaigner, someone who has a tireless work ethic, that's going to go out there on the road and enhance the message that Donald J. Trump has been giving now for, well, a long time. I think that's what he's going to be looking for. And any one of these people that I know of are more than qualified to do that job.
Do you have a favorite at all, Congressman?
They're all my favorite. Don't tell any of the others. Yeah.
That sounds like what a good parent would say. Congressman Tom Emmer, thank you so much.